This is what financial education and financial literacy really is. 95% of all college graduates don't know what a financial statement is. But I say to young people like you, there's 6 basic words to financial literacy and financial education. And the 6 words again are income, expense, asset, liability. And the last 2 words are the words cash flow. And that's why the game is called cash flow. And the secret to being rich is not a college education, but can you control cash flow? Again, this is, you get a job, and this was my poor dad, go to school, get a job, get your PhD. And so this here is cash flow. So the income comes in, and it goes out this way. First line of expense is tax. So this is a poor person's cash flow pattern. It's not how much money you make. Most people, they can't control the cash flowing out through their expenses. And so that's why people like Susie Orman say, cut up your credit cards, live below your means, because you're a spendaholic. This is a middle class person's cash flow pattern. And this is where the house comes in. They buy themselves a bigger house. Oh, my house is an asset. Now, who tells you that? Your real estate agent, of course.
Yeah.
Right? Because they want to give you this false sense of security while you're getting screwed.
Exactly.
You know, but when you look at what happens with a house, a personal residence, something I live in, the money comes in and goes out, and this is middle class, but it also goes out through a mortgage, taxes, and you have upkeep. So money's always flowing out. So that's why your house is not an asset, it's because it's taking money from your pocket. So very simply said, assets put money in my pocket, liabilities take money from my pocket. But here is a house. I started when I was 25, bought my first house, and it was an apartment, it was an investment property. I didn't live in it, I rented it out, and it put money in my pocket. So very simple, the definition of asset and liability is not the house or this, it's cash flow. Where is the cash flowing? Financial intelligence is the ability to control cash flow. And that's what they don't teach you at school. They tell you to go to school, get a job. First thing is tax. You'll pay, most of your money will go out through taxes in your lifetime. And then they tell you to buy a house and a car. A car is an asset. No, a car is a liability. You got insurance, gas, upkeep, and all this. Intelligence, IQ, is can you control cash flow? Not your college degree. College degrees are important, but they're not going to teach you this. So the cash flow game trains you over and over and over and over again to get your money in here to get cash flow this way. So say it again, assets what?
Assets put money into your pocket, liabilities take money out of your pocket.
And so as a young person, you just focus on that. So when you're buying a new house, you gotta say, is this gonna take money or put money? Another thing about people is you have a bad advisor, like a bad financial planner or a crook, or a business partner that's a crook, a wife that's a crook and all that. There could be human liabilities. So once again, the 6 words you have to know and be masters of: income, expense, asset, liability, cash flow. You can control cash flow. That's financial intelligence, financial IQ, and financial literacy. Is so many people spend their time focusing here. They want to make a lot of money. They say, oh, I want a career. This is career. Okay, or this is the chart here, which we've seen. This is the cash flow quadrant, book number 2. E is employee, S is small business, self-employed, or a specialist like a doctor, lawyer, web designer. B is big business, 500 employees or more, and I is professional investor. When I was your age, I knew I wanted to get here. This takes time. This is the hardest, you know. This is where the big mega bucks are, and Kim and I are here, and the money is massive, but it takes time to get there. The big mistake I see young people make is they focus here, and the words are, I want to do what I love. That's the track. You see, in real life, sometimes you have to do what you hate. Like, people think I like to write books. I hate writing books. but it fills my purpose in life. It's not my passion, my purpose in life, because my purpose was to get here. A lot of these guys get trapped here doing what they love. These guys pay the highest taxes, 40% here, 60% in taxes here, 20% here, and then 0% here. So when I was before my 20s, I knew I wanted to go there, and it wasn't doing what I loved. I had to learn what I didn't want to learn. I had sometimes to do what I hated. I had to learn about taxes. I had to learn about debt. I had to take classes. I had to learn about insurance. So I was doing a lot of things I hated doing so I could come over here. These guys never do this. They live their passion. I want my passion. So the big mistake for young people is I'm going to do what I love, which is fine over here. But what do you love the most? Well, I loved my freedom. And I know it sounds greedy, but I love making money. I'd rather have a lot of money than no money. I've been both. I've been broke, I've been in down, everything, but I'd rather have a lot of money. So it was worth my purpose to get over here. The big mistakes I see young people making is here. You know, they think about what they want to do, what they love. And what I'm saying to you, the millennials right now, invest in what you love. There's a very big difference. In other words, think about this side first. They think this is it or this is it. But this is the one here. So when I was your age, I knew that the assets I wanted to acquire, the richest people own businesses over here. These guys are small business, self-employed. You're self-employed if you can't stop working. I stopped working years ago because I have businesses. Very big difference. It was painful, but I got there. Next is real estate. I love real estate, but most people can't do what I do because they don't have a business. It's catch-22. They don't have enough money to get over here. The reason I make more money is because it's not what I'm doing what I love. I do sometimes what I hate so I can have the assets that I love. I love having a business. So the business affords me the lifestyle I want. And then I invest in real estate. And then what most people invest in from there is paper. And that's fine. That's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, savings, ETFs. Not my game. I don't love it. I actually hate it. But these guys, it's perfect for them to have paper, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETF, and all that, because they're focused over here. They want to do what they love. They want to climb the ladder. They want their career. They want this. I'm going to become president. You know, that's not what I wanted. That's fine. You can get rich here too. I just don't like it. It's not exciting to me. So I'm doing what I love here, here, and here. So I invest in what I love rather than do what I love. And these guys do what they love, but most of them never get over here. And this is like Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg, Bezos of Amazon, and they have all the money in the world. That was my plan. This is what I know. The higher the risk, the more education it takes. The reason most people stay in paper, 401ks, IRAs, and chasing shiny objects like Bitcoin is because they don't want to take the risk here. They're huge. If you come here, it takes no intelligence to be here, but the higher the risk, the higher the returns, but also the higher dedication, education, and study you have to go through. So today, and I'm making millions and millions, I make more in a day than many people make in a lifetime. But it was worth it. Did I lose? Sometimes, yes, but it was worth it.